Just looking for those sulfur deposits. Oh, hang on. What we getting damaged from? Poison. But oh, the whole area is poison. We've just lost the tractor. Oh. Oh, this is iron ore. Right, I've got an idea. It's a pretty insane idea, but I like the idea nonetheless. Our resource sink should have been running away for a bit now, so we should be able to produce walls with, whatchamacallit on. He says whatchamacallit, in iron sort of conveyor belt holders. So, why don't we run a conveyor belt along beside... We don't actually need to produce the walls on that one. We just need to get a mining facility. Let's get a mining facility, which we need... we need a miner. Which I might have left one over in the other one, but I think I've got a spare mining bot around here somewhere. There we are. We have a spare mining bot. And we also have some of these. And we're also going to need, I think, maybe some of these. Probably not that, but just in case. I think that should be enough for the production facility of the miner Mark 1. Oh, we need concrete. Well, that's okay. We've got concrete production facility over here. I'm going to use that node over there that we haven't tapped the potential of yet. To actually produce... Oh, I need cable. I need cable. We need to go get cable. But yeah, I'm going to tap that node over there. We're going to turn around and produce iron from it, and then we're going to transport it all the way over to our new steel facility, or our foundry that's going to be producing steel ingots. I mean, we could just rig that up to a machine that's just going to produce the other bits that we need for it, actually. That would probably make sense. I have some ideas. But before we get to there, I'm going to need some cables. And I'm going to need some of that as well. And we are going to make this facility work. I am going to get these steel items. And I wasn't planning on making steel. I was just, well, like a proper steel assembly facility production area. Though this won't be the final stage of it. This is just to get us started. But I need a miner Mark 1. And I need you to be pointing the opposite direction away from here. Then we need to get some power going into you. Because you're on a pure node, you should be... Let's have a look, 120 minutes? Yeah, that's perfect. Right, okay. We need you to lift. I'm going to need a lot of reinforced plates. And I also need to work out what we need for all the other bits and pieces. So, logistics. I'm going to need conveyor poles. I'm going to need some steel plates. I'm going to need concrete. I'll get a bit more concrete. Yeah, we just need a bit of everything. Okay, let's go and get some more stuff. And I'm going to run a line of this... iron all the way over to our steel facility, just following the bridge, basically. I can't afford it. Right, I've run out of steel just at the end. Typical. Nearly there. Nearly got it produced up, and we have just run out of steel at the end. But I'm just thinking, if I expand this, you can see that our truck is just over there. It's in that field over there. That's just annoying. Really, really annoying. I was trying to get to the sulfur. Never mind. Right. So we could produce a load of stuff, but we could also build a little facility off the side here that will take it out from here and just dump it into something else that will just produce it for us, produce stuff for us. It's an idea, just an idea that I've had that might make this a little easier in producing those sort of steel beams and stuff like that that we need. But for the time being, this will actually make the ingots at least that will enable us to do what we need to do. What am I looking for? I was looking for something. I need more steel. I could do with another vehicle. Maybe I should build another tractor to get me back and forward because I lost my last one. I mean, have I got a lot on me at the moment? Could I try and... I'm not going to try and get it. I'm not going to try and get it. Okay, time to build a brand new tractor as we managed to lose our last one, and I'm not sure if we're going to get it back anytime soon, at least until we get a respirator and get back into there. I would like to recover it, but we'll obviously have to encounter that when we get to that bit. But for the time being, let's get ourselves a new tractor up and running so we can get back and forward. Otherwise, it's going to take us forever to get back and forward between here and there. We have a new line coming up, though. We have this iron facility here. So instead of trying to find an iron facility closer to it, we've used the one that's near to our base. And then we've run this line all the way down to here and around the corner. This is probably the most inefficient way of doing it because we'll probably end up at some point bringing it all back. But as I said, a lot of this is temporary. I don't see this as being like our final base construction. I think we'll probably build a bigger facility at some point that's going to take up like a mega facility or something like that will do all of this sort of stuff. I think the storage facility we're building is going to be like the beginning of it, and then I think we'll probably have like some big mega facilities off to the side that are going to be doing sort of all sorts of other stuff that will produce in much larger quantities the sort of materials that we're going to need. But for the time being, this will work quite nicely like this. Sort of, excuse me, little birdies. But we need to get back here and update this line, and we should be able to get this line up and running at least, and start getting something out of this line. So if we get up here, come on, you can get up there, you can get up there, thank you. That brings us to here. We'll just park this quite nicely underneath here. And we are going to produce the final parts of the line that will actually connect this up. So we get conveyor belt Mark IIs. So we're going to pop that one from there over to here. And that should connect that up there. And then we take this walkway up here that we have built. And the idea is going to be, this should start, I want to actually get rid of that before we connect this up, because I've got an idea that might update this. Just as long as we can get these facilities starting pumping is the main thing to begin with. We're going to bring this over to here. If I can get it to point the right way. It's deciding it's going to point the wrong way. No, there we are. No! Point the right way. Can you please point the right way? Please? If I say please? Yes, there we are. That's the way I wanted it to go. Sometimes a little finicky trying to get it to go the way you want it to go. But there we are. We want to bring this, and then this is going to come around to here. And this is now going to pump the iron straight into these facilities now. But it should be able to, we should start seeing it come pouring over. Yeah, there we are. And it's going to then go into each of these foundries, which are all powered up. And these are going to start producing for us some nice steel ingots. Now, from the front here, what we want to do is get a, I don't know, one of organization storage container. So we want to start storing it up. So normally we would put it this close, but it won't be able to because of the pole. But we could bring that out to here. And then if we bring that, should connect in like so. And we should now start getting steel coming over into here, which is brilliant. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another production facility off the side here. So we're going to get some foundations. And I'm just going to basically build some assemblers that are going to be able to just sort of handle converting some of this stuff over into steel beams and tubes and everything else that we need for sort of doing some more production sort of stuff. So we're going to have this like extra facility on the side here. I'm not sure how big a space we need for this actually, but this is going to act like a sort of a buffer sink. Let's have a look. We're going to go organization, production, constructor rather than assembler. But yes, we need this sort of sitting here, and let's see, what do they take? So steel beam takes 60 a minute. What we're producing out of there, 45. Okay, and then what if we were to do steel pipe, 30 a minute? Okay, I think I can work with this. How do you get up here? This is like all the way up in the air. How did you get on top of this platform? Yeah, I bet you're proud of yourself for getting up here, but you're not supposed to be up here. This is private property. Okay, so these are now producing for us. So we now have two assemblers here. I know it's nighttime, it's a bit difficult to see everything. We need to get some light so we can light these facilities up. But we now have these two production facilities here. So what's happening is we are getting, what do we call it? We're going to do some numbers games. This isn't properly numbered up properly. But we have a coal production facility. It is pumping coal miner. It's going to pump coal up into here and combine it with iron that we're pulling over from the main base. These are coming over to here to two splitters that are splitting their lines down into these 3 foundries. These foundries are taking the iron and the coal, converting them into steel ingots. These steel ingots are then coming out, being pumped into this storage facility. Not that we need to keep everything in the storage facility, it's just there to act as a bit of a buffer so that we can actually store some stuff if we fill everything up here. It comes to these 2 assemblers, it splits it out. One of the assemblers is doing steel pipes, the other is doing steel beams, and the reason being we're just doing that is just so that we've got a bit of production going on here. We can try and build up. I need 560 of each of those ready for production over there. But I mean, steel comes in very handy from this point forward. So having someone that's producing steel is a good idea. It's just putting both types into here for now. Obviously, we will make a proper steel production facility in the future, but for the time being, this will do to get us through tier 4. I want to just basically get through tier 4 and see what we can do. This is one of the things I love about the game, is this beauty of it. You see as the sun is coming up, there's like this mist rising off the actual valleys that are ahead. So you can see all the sort of crevices there in the valleys, and there's like this almost ground mist that's rising. It just looks beautiful at times through the game, and you can look around, you can see there's just like almost like this fog mist lying over, and then sort of the mountains peeking up for it. They have done a really good job of designing this world. They've made such a beautiful world for you to come along and demolish to build your factories in, which kind of makes you feel sad for doing it, but at the same time it looks really cool as well. Okay, so I was just AFKing here, just collecting my steel pipes and everything else like that, and who should show up? This guy, who seems to be like, yeah, I want to come and spoil your day. So maybe we should go and deal with him. I think we got him. He went over the edge there. Poor thing. Never mind. But we are nearly there. We have only a few more to get. A few more steel beams, and then we should have enough to be able to actually start doing what we were planning on doing at the beginning of the episode. They don't let up. There's another one. We'll take his carapace anyway, nonetheless. Just keep showing up. But I think we might be closer now. Not quite. No, we've still got a bit more to go. Okay, we now have enough to be able to go and build our facility. So let's head back. We now have the 560 steel beams and the 560 steel pipes. In fact, we've got a lot more on that than the steel pipes. The steel pipes seem to produce a bit quicker than the steel beams, but we're going to head back and drop all this stuff off. Well, not drop stuff off, but we're going to actually start building our storage facility, which was the whole aim of this. It wasn't to build a steel facility, which we still got to do a proper steel facility at some point. It was just to get ourselves a storage facility. So let's go do that. Okay, and it was all of that just to produce this. Well, actually, it's a bit more than that. So there's 14 double containers at the front there, but there is another row of 14 double containers behind, so that we actually have 2 double containers for each of the items. And what this facility is going to be, it's going to be a central storage place for us to be able to import all of the goods that we're doing and be able to actually stock up a nice stockpile for basically any production and any manufacturing that we need to do. It's always handy to have something like that. Sometimes you might end up with bits and pieces all over the world, but you don't want to be running around the world trying to get the bits and pieces. You want it also coming back to a centralized location, and that's what this is going to be. This is going to be our central location where all of it's being stored. At the moment, nothing is coming in here at the moment. We have 14 different types of goods that are going to be able to come into here. We have space obviously around the front there for expansion. You can see everything's going to come in here. These lines come to the end here, so we'll have lifts coming down here. These will connect to various lines to various parts, like the factory down there and various other factories all around this world. It'll produce the lines, then we'll come back to here and it'll be quite cool. But we've got a lot of space up here as well. Or enough space on this floor that we could really heavily expand this out and actually build this all the way around. And we might put some extra bits and pieces on there. Obviously we want to be careful of like not blocking off stuff like this, but I think we're not in the flight path of that creature. I think we should be perfectly fine. I'm just watching that creature as he comes down. I think he sort of goes around the back of the space elevator and then sort of comes down underneath these sort of things here and flies over the base. Well, it doesn't actually quite come underneath this one, but goes around the back here. So we're okay. He's clear from the clearance there, but we'll use this as our main base. I'll probably move, we got the hub down there. I'll probably move the hub up to here, because we can dismantle it and reassemble it elsewhere. So I think that might be a good idea, but that's no longer connected up to the power lines or anything else. So that's just basically sitting in the way now in the middle there. So we can make this our central location, build this up to here. We could probably look at maybe moving the space elevator soon as well. I might want to build a new purpose-built facility for it. And we'll keep that down there as a little mini factory floor. I quite like the facility we got down there, but I'll re-divert these sort of containers here to come up to here. And we've got some of these facilities down here that are a bit rough at the moment. We'll probably put them into a more formal type of small factory or something like that, and have those being pumped up to here. Things like the concrete, for example, is a good example of that. We could probably sort of take that concrete and bring it straight up onto one of these up here as well. So I think that could be pretty good. So we'll get some of these pumping up now already. I got about 14 different types of items that I thought we need. So it would be iron plates, iron rods, reinforced iron plates, screws, copper sheets, modular frames, steel beams, steel pipes, wires, cable, concrete, biofuel, rotors, and fabric. And I think all of these can pump into these containers here. We just got to work out how we're going to do that. So we'll start working on those, and then you'll see us have that hopefully come to towards completion towards the end of this episode. Okay, let's get the hub back, and I'm trying to think about where we want to put this hub. I want to put it in close to this sort of entrance. This is going to be the entrance in, so we don't want to move it too far away, but I don't want it too close that we end up falling over the edge there when we come up. So I'm thinking maybe somewhere like here would look quite good, opposite here. But then again, I think probably we don't need quite that much distance between the two sides, so maybe sort of out like this would look pretty cool. There we are, and then we got the ability there. So the hub is built. Then we need to get a new MAM in, because I've also dismantled the MAM. So we'll put the MAM somewhere. We'll make it sort of over on the facility edge here, I think. Or do we want it near here? I think I probably want it still near the actual hub itself, because these are all sort of connected in what they do. So I might put that there. And we also need, what do we need? We also need the equipment workshop, isn't it? So we've got the craft bench, but we've got the equipment workshop that we need to have built here as well, because I've dismantled that from the bottom as well. And we're going to put that one sort of sitting opposite the entrance here, I think. Telling me that we can't build it there because it's too close, but we'll sort of build it like that. So we kind of got like a nice little entranceway here coming across. We can easily get into these from behind and everything as well, but we've got this nice little facility here to be able to actually get access to various items. We'll probably build some sort of treasure chests, these sort of chest sort of things here. I like how it sort of got these like sort of brought up again as though it's like we don't know what these are. It's like, well, we do know what these are. We've already done this once. So why is it wanting us to sort of see them again? So we're going to have to sort of look at them individually to get them all sort of out of the way. There we are. That's sorted that, I think. Yeah, there we are. So cool. So this is now back up and running. We have our hub, but our hub is now in a new location. If we go back over to the edge here, you can see, so look, if we go down there, you will see that it's all gone from down there, and we actually now have a gap just there, and you can just see like the couple of little storage chests there that we need to be able to, we'll probably build some new ones up here, and we'll need some storage facilities still. Still a good idea to have a load of storage facilities that we'll store stuff into. Okay, so here's a little trick that you can do as well. If you take your beacons, put them in your hand, we can now put down beacons in front of each of these storage things to mark them out. So at the moment we can't tell what's in each of them. We've got some of them loaded up now, so we've got some like rotors coming in here, we've got some iron plates coming in here, we've got what's in the next one here, we've got screws, we've got reinforced. But to tell what's in them, we're going to have to either memorize what's there or go up and look at them. But there's another thing we could do, is we could use a beacon like so. We could just plunk the beacon down and configure the beacon, and we'll change this one to, this is rotors in there, so we'll just change this to rotors, and we can, or actually if we try and change, and there's a way to change the range in which they operate. So we've got, let's have a look, do something, I don't know, we'll give it a color so that we can distinguish these are these type of things. Say maybe we'll do a red, a nice red there for that one. Select the color. Now I'm pretty sure there is a way to distinguish the range. At the moment it's only going to be just like that. I think it might change slightly. I try to remember, unless that was a mod I was playing before, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to determine the range on these so that they only trigger when you get close to them, unless they're a particular type. It might be once you've got the radar tower. So I might have to get that as well, but it is a good way of marking out what's in each one. So this one's like iron plates. So we're going to come on, pop me down. There we are. And we'll pop that in front there, and we'll do the same in front of that. These aren't going very well, actually. I'm not really lining these up very much. So let's pick these ones up and then try again. So we've got pop one down in front of that one. That one in front of that one. Oh, have I run out? Oh, yeah, because I picked them back up again. They need to go back into my hand. That one into there, and that one into there. And now we should have like beacons in here, which we can now configure. Like, for example, this one is an iron plate. So we'll configure this one to an, say, iron plate. And then we can change the next one over to be screws. Now, normally use beacons for sort of finding your way to your big bases, but I find them it's much more handier to do it like so. So we can actually see what's in there. So we can see, we can hover over, like here, we can just go hover over. You can see that's screws, you can see that's iron plates. From the compass at the top, you can see that's rotors. Though why I spelled rotors all in capitals, I do not know. But we're going to change that to proper. There we are, that sorts that out. But this is now pretty much, I mean, other than we've got to configure the last couple of beacons there, which I'll do a minute off camera. As you can see, as the sun is settling, we have, obviously we've got our hubs now up here with various bits and pieces and the man and everything else like that. I've also brought the awesome shop up as well, so we've got that as well, though obviously the sink is down at the bottom. We'll probably change the way that is, but if you can come over here, we can see we have now a big long production line coming in all the way from over the other side there, coming from our sort of initial factory we built over there, and it's feeding into here. We haven't plugged everything up. I've only got 5 items coming up at the moment. So we've got rotors, iron plates, I mean we saw them all a minute ago. These are all coming up from the old factory. I'm not sending up iron ingots because we'll keep those down there. Don't think they're actually needed. I was only sort of doing those off separately just to, in case I needed them for various items. I got way more than I need of those, and I don't see any need in sort of actually storing those because they tend to just get converted into other things, which we do store. So we have, this is now starting to look more like my Satisfactory play. Still a little bit of a sort of spaghetti junction down here, but it looks a little bit nicer here. We've got some lifts coming over here. These go into the back of those storage tins, and then they all feed all the way over to here. We jump over this bit, and you'll see that they sort of come over here to a variety of lifts that sort of spread out amongst this factory that we built in a few episodes ago. And whereas instead we used to have all the items coming down into containers here, they're now just going up, feeding to these conveyor belts going over the top here. So you can see the only container we've got left over here is for the iron ingots. All the other containers have been removed, and they're all feeding up there. Now there are a bunch of other containers that we need to sort out in factories. It's like, for example, over here we have a biomass, our biofuel generators here. They're building biofuel for us. They're very handy, but they have, well, one of them's clogged up all the way up to the back there. They're a very simple sort of mechanism here, so we could probably build a small factory that does that. Probably build that into the facility up there, because we want somewhere where we can dump the sort of leaves and the woods off. It converts it and then chucks it over into a storage tin for us for biofuel. That would be really, really handy. So we could do that and remove those out of here. We've also got, over here we've got wire that's coming in here. That's chucked up as well. We want to basically build a small factory that produces not just wire but cable as well, and then pours that into there. And of course we've got our old concrete facilities over here as well. We want to be able to change that out, so that's also maximizing out producing a lot of concrete, and then pumping concrete you need lots of, because you use it for all your foundations and stuff like that. So never underestimate your need for concrete. But we want to build a small little concrete factory that's going to turn around and pump into there as well. So we're fueling up our concrete over here as well. So we've got a few things left to do, which we'll probably do on the next episode. But for the time being, I'm quite happy with this. It's gone. If we run back up here, we can see where we are. I'm thinking we're going to need the next grader miner very soon, because if we're going to start producing any decent quality, I mean, some of the other things we need to do is up our steel production. We also need to start producing modular frames and copper sheets as well, which we haven't automated yet. So we'll do some of that as well. I mean, you've got the advanced steel things on tier 4, but it's actually what I'm looking for is Logistics Mark III. Is it Logistics Mark III? No, it's not. It's advanced steel production, isn't it? Yeah, so we need the advanced steel production. For that, we're going to need a bunch of stuff that we can actually get hold of already quite easily. But that's going to enable us to get the Miner Mark II, which I think is going to be absolutely essential for what we want to do, as well as all these encased beams and automated wiring and everything else like that. So this should be pretty good, and we can start pumping it into this facility here. But in the meantime, I've been Draken. This is the DrakenGameWerks. Hopefully you guys have continuing to enjoy the series. I'm having great fun with this. I'm enjoying building this all up from scratch, and I'm looking forward to where we're going. You know, we're starting to see things starting to come together. The proper automation has taken us only, 7 episodes. But I'm quite happy with where it's gone to there. Let us know what you think so far. and whether we should continue doing this. I'm also thinking about starting a few other series up, maybe Stellaris or maybe some City Skylines. Let us know down in the comments below if you would like to see any of that as well. Just drop us some comments down below and let us know what's going on. In the meantime, if you like this, like and subscribe. This is our second YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out our first one. We do Minecraft over on the first one. We've been doing that one for ages, so that one's building up quite nicely there, especially with all our Alpha Block server stuff and our tutorials over there. But in the meantime, I've been Draken. This is the Draken Gameworks. You guys take care. Have a good one. Bye.